Imagine this. You're a kid with a lemonade stand. You make $1 a day. Now imagine the biggest store in town. BlackRock, with $13.5 trillion in cash, could sell your lemonade to the whole world. That store could make it rain. But here's the twist. They're not rushing to put it on their shelves. They're playing a sneaky game with their other drinks, like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're keeping the spotlight on those, making sure everyone buys them first. It's like they're distracting the crowd while they set up the real show. Hey there, this is XRPFlr Investigated Theories. We talk like we're all sitting around a campfire, sharing stories that even a kid could get. No fancy words, no confusing charts, just the facts, the clues, and a theory that's been keeping me up at night about why BlackRock isn't pulling the ETF trigger. Let's start at the beginning, simple as pie. BlackRock is the king of something called ETFs. Think of an ETF as a big basket of stuff you can buy on the stock market. Like a basket of apples, you buy the basket and you own a piece of all the apples inside. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF basket is huge. It started in January 2024, and by the end of 2025, it's got over $50 billion inside. That's more money than some countries have. Their Ethereum basket? It's pulling in billions too, like $4 billion in 1 month back in July 2025. People are pouring cash into those baskets because they're easy, safe, and BlackRock says, hey, this is the future. Now, why am I saying they're using Bitcoin and Ethereum as a distraction? Because XRP is the real star waiting in the wings. XRP is like the super-fast lemonade delivery truck. It moves money across the world in 3 seconds for pennies. Bitcoin, it's slow like a bike, 10 minutes or more, and it costs dollars. Ethereum, it's like a crowded bus. It gets stuck with too many people. But XRP, zip, zap, done. So here's the clue that got my detective nose twitching. Back in August 2025, BlackRock's big boss, Larry Fink, gave a speech. He said, we're going to put every single financial thing on the blockchain. Stocks, bonds, everything. That's trillions of dollars. And he talked about needing a fast way to move money between countries. Sound familiar? That's XRP's job. But in that same speech, he didn't mention XRP. Not once. Instead, he kept talking up Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why? Because if BlackRock says XRP, people will dump their Bitcoin baskets and run to the XRP one. And BlackRock doesn't want that. Not yet. Let me back this up with some real numbers, like we're counting our allowance. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has sucked in $51 billion since it started. That's a ton of Bitcoin locked up, more than all the Bitcoins mined in a year. Ethereum, $10 billion and counting. But XRP, zero from BlackRock. Yet other companies are lining up. Canary Capital launched their XRP ETF in November 2025, and it pulled in $58 million on day one. That's a record. Bitwise is next up, with their filing showing they're ready to roll soon after. There are about 20 ETF filings from companies like Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, and the others all waiting in line. Once all 20 of these ETFs go live and start making money, BlackRock's clients will see it. They'll pull their money out of Bitcoin so fast it will end the whole story about Bitcoin being the only big thing. The government and BlackRock can't have that narrative end yet for some reason. They need it to keep going a little longer. But eventually, their clients won't stand for it. They'll demand XRP, and BlackRock will have to let go. If BlackRock jumps in, it could be $100 billion or more. But they're waiting. Why the delay? Clue number 2. Back in May 2025, there was a big rumor. Someone posted a fake paper saying BlackRock filed for an XRP ETF. XRP jumped 15% in hours. Then it crashed when everyone saw it was fake. BlackRock came out and said, nope, not us. But think about it. Why would they say that if they weren't planning something? It's like the kid who hides his birthday present and says, "No party here." Larry Fink himself, in a January 2024 interview with Fox Business, got asked about crypto ETFs. He smiled and said, "I can't talk about that." Can't talk or won't. That's detective code for something's cooking. Here's the big fact that blows my mind. BlackRock has $13.5 trillion sitting around. That's enough to buy every single XRP in the world 100 times over. But they're not. Instead, they're tokenizing stuff, turning real things like houses and stocks into digital bits on a blockchain. In a November 2025 speech, Fink said, "Every currency will be digitized. Every asset will be tokenized." That's trillions moving fast. And who helps with that? Ripple and XRP. Ripple's been working with banks for years. Over 300 of them use XRP to send money across borders in seconds. But BlackRock? They're testing it quietly. Their head of digital stuff, Maxwell Stein, spoke at Ripple's big conference, Swell 2025 in November. He talked about bridges for money. That's XRP talk. So, my theory, BlackRock is using Bitcoin and Ethereum as the shiny toys to keep everyone busy. Those ETFs are making billions for them. $187 million in fees from Bitcoin alone in 2025. If they drop an XRP ETF now, money floods out of Bitcoin and into XRP. Why? Because XRP is faster, cheaper, and ready for the real work, moving trillions, not just sitting pretty. BlackRock wants to milk the Bitcoin cow a bit longer. But once the time is right, after all 20 ETF filings from companies like Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, and the others prove the water's warm, they'll file. And when they do, boom. XRP to the moon. Let me make it kid simple with some numbers. Imagine BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is a lemonade stand making $50 a day. Ethereum's another stand at $20. XRP? It's a rocket stand that could make $100, but if they open it, everyone leaves the lemonade lines. So they wait. But facts show the rocket's fueled. Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, is live now, backed by US dollars, moving on XRP rails. BlackRock loves stables. They have their own on Ethereum. And in a 2024 report from the IMF, they said XRP is perfect for cross-border bridges. IMF. That's the world's money bosses. They're not joking. One more clue. Back in April 2025, a fake BlackRock XRP filing hit the news. XRP jumped 15%. BlackRock said fake, but their ETF boss Jay Jacobs said in a podcast, "We're watching altcoins like XRP for the right time." Watching. That's code for preparing. And with the SEC's new boss, Paul Atkins, saying in a November 12, 2025 speech, tokens aren't securities if they're mature, that's green light for XRP. Atkins even talked about sandboxes for new money tech. XRP fits right in. So why the delay? Simple. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF has $51 billion locked in, Ethereum $10 billion. If XRP ETF launches, clients switch. Why hold slow Bitcoin when XRP moves money in seconds? BlackRock wants to keep the old money flowing a bit longer, but the clock's ticking. Canary's ETF did $58 million day one, a record. Bitwise is next up. Once all 20 of these ETFs go live and start making money, BlackRock's clients will see it. They'll pull their money out of Bitcoin so fast it will end the whole story about Bitcoin being the only big thing. The government and BlackRock can't have that narrative end yet for some reason. They need it to keep going a little longer. But eventually, their clients won't stand for it. They'll demand XRP, and BlackRock will have to let go. And when they do, XRP isn't $2, it's $10, $50, $100, because trillions want fast money. Think about your piggy bank. Right now, XRP is like a quarter. But with BlackRock's help, it's $1, then a 10 spot. No more slow banks. Money zips like your bike on a sunny day. That's the future, and BlackRock knows it. They're just making sure the bike's painted first. So, there you have it, detectives. The BlackRock shadow game, Bitcoin and Ethereum as the distraction, XRP waiting in the wings. It's not conspiracy, it's business. And when the curtain pulls back, your lemonade stand turns into a rocket ship. If this got your wheels turning, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started on XRPFlr investigated theories. Next time we dive into the silent signal. Why Fink and Musk both say, I can't talk about XRP. Drop a comment. What's your guess on BlackRock's next move? Like, share, and let's keep decoding the rails together. Thanks for joining the investigation. Stay curious, stay holding. We explore the rails that lead to the future. See you in the next episode.